try to avoid building up entities in the nether. It would try to avoid the portal cache, and as you can guess, that's not efficient because the portal algorithm is really inefficient. So the improved version I got here is much better. It only needs to use the portal algorithm once every 15 minutes. So it will only lag for a short amount of time, once every 15 minutes. It's of course much better. Also, this one works with arbitrary items compared to the snowballs I used previously, because, well, you could use any item here, be it tubed rails, carpet, any other item you don't need. So, how does this work? Basically, if you don't know the portal algorithm that Minecraft uses to check whenever an entity goes through a portal, the game has to look for the portal on the nether side, and the way it does that is it calculates the nether coordinates of the portal it goes through. So here we are at around 0 to 100, so a nether coordinates that would be around 0.15. So it goes around 0.15 and checks in the nether all blocks in a 128 block radius and checks if there's a portal. And what that means is, in the tick that the entity goes through the portal, the nether will become entity processing, because the chunks in a 128 block radius will become entity processing for a single tick. Now that's nice, because if you do it smart, that's enough for the entities in the nether to get destroyed. Also, if we do it nicely, we only have to do that once every 15 minutes, as here. So what I'm doing here is I send items through the portal in a 15 second schedule. That keeps the dimension entity processing. And what that does is, because you do it faster than 300 ticks, it will always use the portal cache, so it will never use the portal algorithm. And then once every 15 minutes, you see the portal is across the chunk border here, it will send an item through the portal on this chunk here, which uses a separate cache entry, which means the portal algorithm will have to run and the nether will become entity processing. Yeah, so that way we don't get an item build up, because on the nether side, as you will see in a second, we have got a cactus and a fire. So the items that come through every 15 seconds fall into the fire on either side, and they get destroyed within a few ticks that they are loaded. I think it's 3 or 4. So as I said, we get this entity processing once every 15 minutes. That means entities will stay here at most an hour, but in the meantime the items that we send through will also stack up, so we won't get a lot of entities in the nether at all. Actually, the way the system is right now, it will cap out at around 5 item stacks or 5 entities, so you'll never get any lag at all. Now, well, you will get a bit of lag, and that's every 15 minutes. One single entity will use the portal algorithm, and that will cost you one single tick, but it's maybe gonna take a second or so. So that's the only cost you get, really. Apart from that, it's really lag efficient. So the system only uses around 0.5 MSBT, sorry, 0.05 MSBT. So really, even on the slowest server, you won't notice this at all. So that's fine. And you can use any item. So currently I'm dropping a redstone here, but you could use, for example, if you use Ilmango's automatic XP farm with the furnaces and the cacti, You could feed the some green dye that you get from that in here, or you could use a rail duper, whatever you like. You can also use manually farmed items. The system will consume about 1.5 double chests per day that you run it. Yeah. You could potentially, if you're really keen on reusing the items, you could potentially, instead of destroying them in the nether, put them into hoppers. But that will add lag to the system. Yeah, you'll eventually have to clear out the storage in the nether side too. While if you just dupe it here and destroy it on the nether, you won't get any issues. So yeah, it's just a really simple setup. So we have 2 clocks here, one that's got I think around 32, no, around 34 items in there. I think it's actually 35. That will switch once every around 14 seconds, and then the droppers here will switch items back and forth every 14 seconds. So we've got half a stack of items in here. That means every 15 seconds times 64, this redstone block will move, the observer will detect that, and the portal algorithm will run once here. If you want more information about portal caching, how this works, you can ask in the comments and I'll answer that. If you build this in your own world, make sure you build it across a junk portal like here, and it has to be of a loaded 5x5. So for example, your spawn point, your world will be fine. Also make sure you've got the correct number of items in the droppers here. Make sure to fill up the chests above enough. Of course, I just added a bit of storage up here for testing. You could use any amount in here. Command blocks are just for testing too. So yeah, that's it with the video. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.